What if the most explosive spiritual text on earth wasn't hidden in a desert cave or Vatican vault, but sat openly in a mountain monastery for 1,600 years? And what if shadowy councils across continents scheme for centuries to lock its pages away? This isn't fiction. Deep in Ethiopia's highlands rests a Bible so radical, its 88 sacred books were deemed too dangerous for the outside world. While other Bibles were trimmed to 66 books or fewer, this version survived wars, fires, and purges, guarded by monks who chain its secrets to altars. Some researchers believe it holds forbidden accounts of giants, celestial blueprints, and lost teachings of Christ himself. Its very existence challenges mainstream religious history. Yet in 325 AD, at the Council of Nicaea, powerful forces moved to erase it from memory. Why? Because within its pages lay truths that could rewrite faith and topple empires. We breach the silence. From its survival in Axum's lava-carved chapels to the global conspiracy to bury it, the truth ignites now. To grasp why this Bible faced such fierce opposition, we journey to 4th century Ethiopia, a realm shrouded in mist and myth. Here, under an early monarch claiming descent from King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba, Christianity took root decades before Rome embraced it. Unlike faiths shaped by councils and kings, Ethiopia's church grew in isolation. Guarded by jagged mountains and scorching deserts, its monasteries became fortresses of forbidden knowledge. While European Bibles burned in doctrinal wars, scribes here inked 88 sacred books onto goatskin parchment, including texts vanished everywhere else. But isolation couldn't last. When Roman emperors standardized Christianity at Nicaea, 325 CE, Ethiopia's unedited canon became a threat. Its scriptures included Enoch's visions of fallen angels, Jubilee's timeline defying Genesis, and Maccabean's tales of martyrs unrecognized abroad. Evidence suggests some foreign powers actively suppressed it. Manuscript caravans vanished in deserts. Delegates to global councils were barred. One 6th century clash saw Axumite envoys imprisoned for carrying apocryphal texts. Yet Ethiopia's monks fought back, hiding libraries in volcanic caves, sealing caves behind false walls. Why such extremes? Because this Bible didn't just add stories, it rewrote sacred origins. It placed the Ark of the Covenant in Axum. It named Ethiopia Zion's successor. To empires building legitimacy on Holy Land claims, this was dynamite. For 1,600 years, the chains held. But in the 20th century, whispers of Ethiopia's complete Bible reached the West. Scholars who saw it trembled. One text above all sparked panic. A book so volatile, it was banned globally for centuries because it described humanity's celestial origins. At the heart of the purge lies the Book of Enoch, excised from Western Bibles but preserved here as sacred truth. Open its pages, and the forbidden narrative ignites. Watchers, celestial beings sworn to guard humanity, break divine law. They lust for human women, fathering hybrid offspring, the Nephilim, giants who ravage the earth. But their treason goes deeper. They give forbidden arts, weapon forging, sorcery, cosmic navigation, knowledge meant for higher realms alone. Enoch, taken into heaven, witnesses God's judgment. These fallen ones bound in darkness until a final fiery reckoning. Why was Enoch banned? Some researchers point to its startlingly modern applications. detailed solar calendars matching astronomical cycles to the minute, centuries before telescopes. It describes Earth's tilted axis and a great year cycle long before modern science. This challenges Genesis itself. Enoch's solar math contradicts mainstream lunar calculations used to date creation. If Enoch is canon, foundational timelines collapse. Unlock more forbidden truths. Hit subscribe and tap the bell before we reveal why even kings trembled at Enoch's prophecy. By 300 CE, certain religious authorities declared Enoch too perilous. Its cosmic vision threatened rigid doctrines of sin and judgment. Its hybrid Nephilim hinted at genetic manipulation, an idea some translators believe echoes ancient astronaut theories. But Ethiopia's Highland monks refused to bend. They encoded Enoch into their liturgy, Vespers echoing with warnings of the Watcher's return. To destroy this book was to erase humanity's pre-flood memory and the coming apocalypse it foretold. If Enoch was the spark, one text became the inferno. The Kebra Nagast, the glory of kings. This crowning jewel of Ethiopia's 88 books didn't just threaten theology, it shattered the geopolitical order. Its revelation, a divine covenant sealed by Solomon and Sheba's union, birthing a royal bloodline destined to guard God's throne on earth. But the true detonation lay in chapter 19. The glory of kings claims the ark wasn't lost, but moved to Ethiopia by Solomon's own son. Angels shielded its journey, installing it in Axum's chapel of the tablet. This meant Zion relocated from Jerusalem to Africa. Ethiopia's emperors became God's anointed royalty. All other nations knelt to a new spiritual epicenter. Imagine the panic in foreign courts. If verified, this erased holy land claims, fueling crusades, wars, and dynasties. Manuscripts smuggled to Europe in the 1300s sparked immediate suppression. One Mediterranean power ordered all copies burned, calling it a dagger to Christendom's heart. Yet Ethiopia's isolation preserved it. When Western scholars finally accessed the Kebra Nagast in 1900, its startlingly modern applications emerged. A blueprint for decolonized spirituality, Africa as divine inheritor. A theological basis for resisting colonial divine right claims. Proof that sacred history flowed beyond Eurocentric control. Records suggest some governments pressured religious authorities to dismiss it as myth, but Ethiopian emperors wielded it as legitimacy, their coronations literally reenacting Solomon's anointing beside the ark's rumored resting place. Some researchers whispered deeper secrets. The Kebra Nagast encodes energy technology, describing the ark not as a relic, but a cosmic antenna channeling divine frequency. Its removal from Jerusalem? Not theft, but preservation from those who'd weaponize it. But how do these forbidden books hold power today? And could their suppressed rituals awaken dormant human potential? Why does this ancient feud over ink and parchment matter now? Because Ethiopia's forbidden texts aren't relics. They're living keys to power. Monks guarding these texts practice sigdet, ritual fasts and chants syncing with Enoch's 364-day solar calendar. Some researchers suggest this discipline unlocks heightened states, lucid visions, immunity to scorching highland cold, lifespans exceeding 110 years, biological anomalies documented but unexplained. Enoch's orbital math describes Earth's journey through cosmic energy fields. Zone's modern astrophysics confirms affect consciousness. His 4 intercalary days align with solar wind shifts. Was this a spiritual technology to harness celestial cycles? When colonizers demanded Ethiopia surrender its art claims, the Kebra Nagast became a weapon. A 20th century African emperor invoked its covenant to rally Pan-African resistance. If Zion is here, your crowns are illusions. Manuscripts smuggled to revolutionaries fueled wars of independence. Recent analysis of Gaia's prayer frequencies reveals resonance with human DNA repair genes. Coincidence? Or were these texts encoding sonic keys to our biology, suppressed because they democratize power? Pilgrims to Axum still report electromagnetic surges near the Ark's rumored chamber, camera failures, sudden healing, or burns. For 1,600 years, empires tried to bury this Bible. They failed, because truth guarded in high places doesn't die, it waits. We stand at a crossroads. Enoch's astronomy and Kebra Nagast's reclaimed Zion aren't just history, they're blueprints. For what? A spirituality unchained from control, a science rooted in cosmic unity, a politics where the sacred isn't stolen. Some researchers whisper we're entering the Enochian age, a time when suppressed knowledge resurfaces to heal, not divide. If so, Ethiopia's endurance lights the path. Guard truth fiercely, share it wisely. If this revelation stirred you, subscribe. Tomorrow we expose hidden texts beneath the Sphinx. The banned Bible's last secret? The chains weren't to lock it away, but to lock the world out, until we were ready to wield its fire without burning.